Hey everyone, welcome back. If you've been struggling with anxiety and feel like it's holding you back from living a full life, Martha Beck's Beyond Anxiety might offer the answers you've been searching for. This book takes a deep dive into the root causes of anxiety, helping readers not only understand it but also learn how to move beyond it. Today, I'm going to break down how Beck's methods can help you break free from anxiety and create lasting peace and empowerment. In Beyond Anxiety, Martha Beck offers a powerful approach to understanding and overcoming anxiety by looking at it from a psychological and emotional standpoint. Rather than treating anxiety as an external problem that needs to be fixed, Beck takes a more holistic approach. She sees anxiety as a signal, a symptom of something deeper that needs attention. The book emphasizes that anxiety is not something to be eradicated or feared, but something to be understood, respected, and ultimately transformed. The foundation of Beck's approach lies in the idea that anxiety often arises when we are out of alignment with our true selves. Beck explains that anxiety is typically caused by a conflict between our conscious mind, the part that rationalizes and controls, and our deeper, unconscious self, which knows our true desires and needs. The conscious mind often tries to create a facade of control, masking deeper fears and desires. Beck argues that anxiety arises when the mind's efforts to control, suppress, or ignore these deeper truths create internal tension. In the first part of the book, Beck introduces the concept of the fear contract. She explains that most people unknowingly enter into a psychological contract with their anxiety, where the fear feels familiar and, in a strange way, safe. Anxiety becomes a coping mechanism to avoid facing deeper, unresolved emotional issues. Many people who live with chronic anxiety have learned to associate this heightened state of alertness with a sense of security, as if being anxious means they are staying vigilant and avoiding danger. Beck stresses that anxiety often creates a cycle of avoidance, where people become so used to it that it becomes part of their identity. Beck then walks readers through a series of exercises designed to break this cycle. One of the key exercises involves allowing yourself to feel the anxiety fully, without trying to suppress it. By embracing the physical and emotional sensations of anxiety, rather than avoiding them, Beck suggests that we begin to disarm the anxiety's hold on us. This process involves identifying where the anxiety is coming from, what it's trying to protect us from, and how we can challenge the beliefs and patterns that have been fueling it. Beck teaches that the more we resist anxiety, the stronger it becomes, but when we face it head-on, we begin to diffuse its power. Another key insight in Beyond Anxiety is the idea of the paradox of control. Beck explains that when we try to control everything around us, our environment, our relationships, our health, we actually intensify our anxiety. The need for control stems from a deep-seated fear of uncertainty and vulnerability, yet the more we cling to control, the more we feel disconnected from our true selves. Beck encourages readers to start letting go of their need for control in small, manageable ways, allowing life to unfold naturally and trusting that things will work out even when they are uncertain. By letting go of control, we give ourselves permission to embrace life with all its unpredictability and change. A significant part of Beck's philosophy centers on the idea of reconnecting with our authentic selves. She discusses how anxiety often arises when we are living in a way that is disconnected from our core values, desires, and purpose. She argues that we often ignore the voice of our true selves in favor of societal expectations, family pressures, and external standards of success. By reconnecting with our inner guidance system, Beck believes we can overcome the anxiety that arises from living a life of inauthenticity. She suggests exercises designed to help readers identify what they truly want, separate from what they think they should want, and align their actions with their deepest desires. In addition to mindfulness exercises, Beck introduces practices that help us step into a state of radical acceptance. Radical acceptance involves letting go of self-judgment and embracing life as it is, with all its imperfections. Beck emphasizes that many of us experience anxiety because we are constantly fighting against life's challenges, feeling like we have to control everything to make it right. However, when we accept things as they are, without resistance, we shift from a state of anxiety to one of peace. Radical acceptance doesn't mean giving up on our dreams or settling for less, it's about finding peace in the present moment, regardless of the external circumstances. One of the most compelling aspects of Beck's approach is her emphasis on self-compassion. Throughout Beyond Anxiety, she encourages readers to treat themselves with the same kindness and understanding they would offer to a close friend who is suffering. This shift in perspective is vital for healing from anxiety because self-criticism only exacerbates feelings of fear and inadequacy. Beck teaches that when we show ourselves compassion, we begin to trust ourselves more and break free from the patterns of self-doubt and judgment that fuel anxiety. As Beck continues to guide readers on the path beyond anxiety, she introduces a process of inner exploration. She encourages readers to embark on a journey of self-discovery by asking themselves deep, reflective questions about their lives, fears, and desires. This inner exploration helps us uncover the beliefs, patterns, and behaviors that have been holding us back, often without our conscious awareness. By bringing these unconscious beliefs into the light, we can begin to challenge and reframe them, creating new narratives that empower us to live a more fulfilled, peaceful life. Another important concept in the book is the energy of fear. Beck explains that fear, while often seen as a negative emotion, is actually a source of energy. Anxiety can drain us when we resist it, but when we learn to work with it, it can become a driving force for change. Beck teaches how to transform the energy of fear into a force for positive action. Rather than allowing fear to paralyze us, we can channel it into creating the life we truly want. This mindset shift helps us see fear not as an enemy, but as a signal that we are on the verge of growth. Beck also touches on the role of the body in anxiety. She explains that anxiety is not just a mental state, but also a physical experience that manifests in the body. She discusses the importance of becoming more attuned to our bodies, noticing where we carry tension, and learning how to release it. Through body-based practices like deep breathing, yoga, or physical movement, we can release the physical tension that accumulates from anxiety. By integrating mind-body techniques into our daily lives, we become more grounded, calm, and centered, which naturally reduces anxiety. Towards the end of Beyond Anxiety, Beck presents the idea of radical joy. She explains that once we begin to dismantle the sources of anxiety in our lives, we are free to experience joy in its purest form. Joy, in this context, is not dependent on external circumstances, but comes from within. It arises when we are aligned with our true selves and live in a way that feels authentic and fulfilling. Beck encourages readers to cultivate joy as a practice, making it a regular part of their daily lives, and seeing it as a natural outcome of overcoming anxiety and reconnecting with who we really are.